I'm in Shenandoah National Park on the east side of the mountain at the bottom, and this is at the end of Keyser Run Road. There's my little red car, and this is the parking lot here. It's pretty busy this morning. Over there's a trailhead for Little Devil Stairs. But I'm going to hike up this way towards the Bolen Family Cemetery, and if I get lucky, maybe we can find a few other things along the way. I may hike all the way down to the Piney River. The elevation here is 1,200 feet. The first part of this road just skirts the, it's just outside the park boundary. Matter of fact, that tree right there's got red blazing on it. But it comes up here, and there's a private residence right there. So don't go there. Just keep heading straight up the side of the mountain this way. So here's the blazing on the trees. I'm standing in the road. See that? Looking to the right. There's the park boundary. And this tree also has, I don't know if you can see that with the sunlight, but it's blazed yellow. So that's a horse. This is a horse trail heading up this way. Two-tenths of a mile into my hike, I'm up to 1,320 feet elevation. Pretty steep so far. There's a chain across the road. So below this point, it's on private land. And we're getting ready to, the road's getting ready to go into the park. Nine-tenths of a mile into my hike. I'm up to 1,700 feet, and there's where I came from. And I stopped here because on like a 1930s map, when you're coming up this way, heading off to the left, looks like there used to be an old driveway going up this way. Had to cut off the video because there was a hiker coming by. Anyway, right before you get to this turn to the right here, about 1,725 feet, if you look to the left right here at the bend, you can see that it's been cut into the side of the mountain over here and also over there. So it's too overgrown to suit me right now, so I'm not going to go up there, but I'm just pointing out that it's there. I'll show it on the map talk. Anyway, I'm going to keep heading on up the hill here. Once we get up to a saddle area is where the Bolen Cemetery should be. .2 miles into my hike, I'm up to 1,870 feet. I'm up on the saddle now. There's where I came from, up on Keyser Run Road. And there's kind of a bit of a turnaround area here. And when I get done looking at the cemetery, I'm going to continue on down this fire road down towards where the Bolen homesteads were, and maybe all the way down to the Piney River. Here's the, they call it the Ginny Gray Fire Road coming down. It's part of the Little Devil's circuit hike. And over there is the Bolen Cemetery. So let's go over and take a look. Here's some Bolens. Let's see, John H. Bolen, born January 10th, 1831, died May 10th, 1914. And then this side says Mary, his wife, born February 6th, 1836, died April 1st, 1918. Don't know if that's the original headstone or not. Here's a bronze plaque. It looks like they put some blue enamel on it. It's got a poem, "Why the Mountains Are Blue" by Wayne Baldwin. You can pause this video or maybe pause the still pics to read it. Here's A. Denton Gaunt, G-A-U-N-T, born 1856, died 1924. Here's his wife. That looks like Lavina E., wife of A.D. Gaunt, 1862 to 1903, looks like. Here's a Dwyer burial site. This one's kind of sad. Edward Osborne, born and died the same year, 1923. And over on the right, I guess that was his sister, Helen Louise, born and died 1928. And then the mother, born 1894, died 1928. 1928 was a bad year for them. Okay, well over there is the Bolen Cemetery, and back to the little concrete signpost, and according to that, from here on down towards the rivers is called Hull School Trail, H-U-L-L. So, gonna head on down this way. I'm just starting down the Hull School Trail, but I thought I'd point this out. You'll see this periodically in Shenandoah Park. This is how the Park Service blocks access to some of these. Used to be a road, but now it's just a trail. But they'll put rocks, especially big ones like that, into position. I mean, they might have put them there back in 1935 when they first opened up the park. That way, back when this looked a lot more like a road, if somebody tried to come up this way, they'd have a hard time getting around these big boulders. Sometimes they put the boulders right in the middle of the road and pile them up, you know, 3-4 feet high. Anyway, let's keep heading down this way. Not sure how well this is going to show up, but this is I'm hiking. Excuse me, I'm hiking down Hull School Road, and this was a major road. I mean, see the rocks piled up on that side. That's looking up the hill, back up towards the cemetery. And over here, you can see rocks piled up. Well, not too many, but there's rocks piled up along that edge too. But I mean, it's a pretty wide road going up through here. So, I mean, the Bolen Cemetery's up that way, and Down this way's the whole school eventually. .7 miles into my hike, I'm down to 1,700 feet. That's where I came from. And right over in this area is where the 1930 era maps show there was a homestead over this way and an old road. I don't know. That might be it heading down that way. Hopefully you can see from this shot here, it's just completely, totally overgrown. So if you're looking for old homesteads, probably the best time to come down this way would be in the winter, because this is just crazy overgrown. I mean, you'd need a machete to hack your way through all that. So there's a little stream right here. So that would be your landmark. I'm going to cross over the stream and keep on going down to the Piney River. Yeah, before I leave this homestead area, let me just point out that over that way where the homestead used to be, look how open that is over there. There's like hardly any trees. I don't know if you can tell or not, but see all the bright sunlight? So a big open area there. Now if you could contrast that to over here, I mean, it's just nothing but trees over here. So that's starting to look like maybe that's where it was, right over there. But like I said, getting over there, good luck. Wintertime. Two miles into my hike, I'm down to 1,530 feet, and that's a little feeder stream. According to my maps, I got about another 1/10 of a mile to get down to the Piney River, so I guess this is a little feeder that goes down that way and runs into the Piney River down there somewhere. So I'll get across here and keep going until we get down to the Piney, hopefully. Some pretty decent blowdowns right here. There's one covering the trail. There's a root ball of the other one that goes down over that way. So eventually the nice trail maintainers will come in here and cut part of this up. There's kind of an interesting piece of a wall going down that way. I'm basically down to the Piney River. You can't see it. I can hear it though, and I'm going to head up this way just a little teeny bit. This is the Piney Branch Trail. I'm just going to go up here a short distance just to see what it's like, and then turn around and come back. So here's some more of a wall along the. It's on the high side of the Piney Branch Trail, and there's some more of it over here. Maybe you can see that. So could have been somebody's yard up there. So I'm still wandering around here on this Piney River Trail in this area where one of the old maps told me another homestead was. There's a great big huge pile of rocks. The trail's down that way, and here's part of a stacked stone wall. I've taken a few pictures of them, and then over here is I mean, this almost looks like you can see it going down to the trail. I think this was the driveway coming up. See that? That's coming up from the trail, and then it goes on up in the exact direction of where the homestead was. So that might have been the right side of the driveway, and these big piles of stones might be what's left of the left-hand side. And then up there, it's just super overgrown. So I'm not going to go up there, but this probably was where the homestead was, down here by the river. Because this is definitely part of a driveway going up. See that? And then down there's the trail. And then a little further down is the river. You can hear it from here, but you can't see it. I'm going to backtrack and walk over until this trail actually crosses the river, show you what that looks like. .5 miles into my hike, I'm down to 1,400 feet, and there's the Piney River looking upstream. There's where I came from, a little bushwhacking through there, and then this, I mean, it was a road, but it crosses the river right here and keeps right on going towards the west, and eventually, if you follow this thing far enough, it'll take you all the way up to Skyline Drive. So I'm going to stop here, maybe enjoy the scenery for a few minutes and drink some water, and then I'm going to turn around and head back. So I'll have about a 5-mile total hike when I'm done. Well, I'm past the cemetery, and it's downhill all the way from here to back down to my car. It's about another 6-7 of a mile. As you can see, this section of the road is well maintained. So this gets a lot of hiking on it because it's part of a Little Devil Stairs circuit hike, big loop, and it is a nice day today. This is only day 2 of their phase 2 opening, so all the trails are basically open now from the boundaries at the bottom of the mountain. So that's why I'm hiking this today, because I could start out down here on the east side at the bottom and hike up. It's nice because it means the final leg of your hike is downhill. It's a nice day today. It's I don't know, maybe 75. There's a nice light breeze. We're kind of getting to be in the middle of the summer now, so there's plenty of shade. See the trees up there? As a matter of fact, there's so much undergrowth now that, you know, like for looking for old homesteads and stuff, you can't really do it anymore. The prime time for that was during the lockdown. So, March, April. So, some of that stuff, if I really want to look for homesteads, I'll have to go back in the fall or next spring. This is a map of today's hike. The quadrangle name is Thornton Gap, 1994, and I hiked another section of the Hall School Trail. I hiked it from the eastern boundary trailhead up to a saddle and then down to the Piney River. This is route coming in from the east. This is Route 614. This is Keyser Run Road. It starts out as a gravel road. It starts out as a paved road, but eventually it turns into a gravel road. And you park right here. There's a turnaround and a little parking area right here at the end of the road. You just follow this road 614 all the way to the end. And you park here. Now this is around 1,200 feet elevation, and then you come on up. This is called Keyser Run Road. You come on up to here. Now this is on the outside. This is outside the park. This red line here is the park boundary. So this is just on the east side of the boundary till you get to here, and then there's the regular chained off gate. You come into the park, and then you start climbing the mountain up to, and this road's in pretty good condition, up to here. Now this is up around 1,800 feet. This is a saddle area. And right here, where it says Cemetery, that is the Bolen Family Cemetery. It's one of the nicer cemeteries in the park. The park does not maintain these cemeteries, so it's up to the families to do it. And the Bolen family and the other people that are buried up here, their descendants are doing a real nice job of keeping the grass cut and keeping it cleared out. So I got some pictures of that. And then from here, it's downhill. On down here, this is still called, starting here, this is the end of Keyser Run. And then the continuation is called Hall School Trail. And I followed this on downhill down to here. The elevation here, you can see this says benchmark 17 feet. And then you can either turn to the right and go up the Piney Branch Trail, or you can continue this way on Hall School Trail down to here. And this is the Piney River. And this is as far as I hiked. Now if you continue on Hall School Trail, you can follow this on over and up the next hill, ridgeline, and down to the Thornton River, and then eventually you'll work your way all the way over here to Skyline Drive. So you can hike quite a ways on Whole School Trail. Now I put a few markings on here. I went to one of the older maps that I'll show you in a minute, and then I found the locations of dwellings, old homesteads, from a 1933 map. And I marked them on here. There was one here, there was one, and then there's the cemetery, and then there was one down here, and there was one down here real close to Piney River down here. So on my way up, and make a long story short, I really wasn't able to find anything. This whole area is extremely overgrown now, except for the road. So I'll have to go back maybe in the wintertime and take another look. Now this one right here, when I got to here on the road, I did see what looked like a driveway going up that way. So this area is probably a good area to look. And then this area right here, again, I saw what looked like what might be this road right here coming up and joining. So this is probably a good area to look for this one. And then down here, I turned right and came up this way a little ways, and there's the approximate location of another homestead. Now all along through here, I did find a stone wall, dry stacked stone wall. I took pictures of that, and I also found what looked like a driveway down here in this area here. So these would, if you like hunting for homesteads and things, these locations here are where you want to look. And I think those are probably good locations to look. I mean, I saw some evidence of what I could see from the road, but it's just extremely overgrown now. The park was shut down for like 2 months because of the COVID-19 stuff. So it's open again now, mostly open. It's open enough now that you can start at the bottom of the mountain and hike these trails from the boundaries. So this ended up being a 4.7 mile hike, a fair amount of elevation, 1,236 feet. So now let me show you the old map. This is a map of the same area from the Stony Man 1933 quadrangle. Well, this isn't a quadrangle map. Stony Man 1933. This is a different scale. This is a 1 inch equals a lot more distance on this map, 62,500. These are more like 24,000 scale, and this is 62,500. But this is the same road coming up, and if you look right there, oh excuse me, I passed one of them already. If you look at that little red dot, red square that I circled, that's a dwelling there indicated right there. And here's where the cemetery is at the saddle. And there's another one right there where this road comes around like that. And then down here along the Piney River, there's the other one. So these maps are geo-referenced, so there's a Terago tool that you can use to get coordinates off all these maps. So I got coordinates from those dwellings and wrote them down, and then I transferred those coordinates onto a modern map, and that put one of them here, and one of them here, and one of them there. So it was a nice hike today. The weather was really good. About maybe 75 degrees up in the mountains and a light breeze. The sun was out, so looks like late spring, summer's here finally. And that was the hike for today.